day, good afternoon, and welcome to High Tea at Sheen Magazine's talk show, Sheen Hot Tea. I am your co-host, Laura Miller, and we are ready for y'all today. Just wanted to make sure y'all saw my gloves because we got pandemic fatigue so bad that we put on our outside clothes and we are ready for you guys. I am here with my co-host, Nikita Nietzsche and Tia Burrows, and we have the best in entertainment, fashion and beauty, politics, music, and pop culture for you guys. And this week is no exception. So you haven't seen us in about 10 days since our last live episode on Facebook. So we are back with you guys and we have a lot to get into today. How are you ladies doing? How do you feel?
I am fabulous.
Good. Well, you look fabulous. Yo, look good.
Y'all do too. You do too. Yes,
Thank
baby.
you. I mean, I just feel so fancy right now. You guys are happy?
We want to go outside.
Yes, I do really wish that I had the proper British accent, but I do not. So I might just go Wakanda at some point during today's show because, you know, that's the only accent that I know. I mean, I think that'll work.
Well, there were Wakandanians at the royal wedding that took place a few years ago, that of the Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. So ladies, I think that we can definitely add a little Wakanda forever into what we're doing.
Okay. That's facts. And speaking of what we are doing, Nikita, you have some stuff for us, I know, because it has been a wild couple of days. So let us know what's going on in pop culture and entertainment today.
OMG. First of all, let's have a moment of silence for what was formerly known as the Busset Challenge. Yes, Chloe Bailey came in and she ended it for everyone to the point that we can officially retire the dance. Sis started an Instagram page. I want to say it was last Thursday or last Friday, and she has been showing out. I'm talking, sis did the Busset Challenge in such a way where I may have watched it at least 20 times. Okay?
Yeah.
Sis did that.
Yeah.
She did that. Now, it's at the point where what we've learned, it looks like her and her sister have now split their Instagram pages where they have their own individual pages because, as you know, Halle Bailey, she's focusing on acting and she's getting ready to be the next or the first Black Ariel in The Little Mermaid that's set to be filming at some point this year. But Chloe has been showing that the sis also make her own music. She make her own music. Not only does she sing, she makes her own music. And then in addition to her making her own music, she also dance. She's also, I mean, she got people asking, is she the next Beyonce? So ladies, what y'all think? Y'all think Chloe Bailey got it? Now just know she is mentored under Beyonce. She's actually signed under Beyonce.
Yes, they are. They were discovered. I mean, they were breakout YouTube stars, and Beyonce went and scooped them up because she didn't want any problems, and nobody should. I mean, you know, if they're that talented, she should definitely join the team. So here's an unpopular opinion.
Okay.
I find her to be amazing. Her and her sister both are awesome. And the fact that she produces and mixes and masters her own music, she is on the path to righteousness in musicdom, right? But I personally hate comparisons. I find that there is so much pressure into people having to fit a copy, or is she the next? Like, she's just gonna do her. Like, let's allow her to be as fantastic as humanly possible and not compare her. Just like they did Beyonce. It's like, oh, is she better than Janet? Or, oh, is so-and-so better than this? Is Tina Turner, like Jenna is the next Tina, or she's trying to be Michael. Like, these are just completely separate entities who may or may not have, you know, modeled after each other. Like the whole Prince Michael Jackson debate was like that. And they both said that they both idolized Little Richard and James Brown. Like, I mean, this is what we do. It's music. We can't help it.
Normally, I would agree with you, but the only reason why I don't is because she is a product of Beyonce. So I think it would be safe for Beyonce if she was going to pass a torch to keep it in the family. But no, you're absolutely right. I think that, you know, a lot of the comparisons and things like that, it is a little cliche, and sometimes it put a lot of pressure on the artist. But to be honest, if you listen to her, she has their harmony down pat. Sis got it. So that's the only reason why I would say, yeah, I think she is the next Beyonce. I think Beyonce is prepping her processor.
I don't know if Beyonce is ever going to put the heels up.
I can't see it.
Yeah, like I don't know if she's gonna like. I want to believe that she's that nice, right? Like she's just gonna be like, yeah, you are the woman I want to model myself to be next. I'm gonna hand you the microphone. Nah, I don't see Beyonce handing nobody a microphone. I'm sorry, she's not. It's Beyonce. If that was the case, she would have handed it to Rihanna.
No, she wouldn't.
I can't see that either.
Y'all remember them teas back in the day?
I mean,
She ain't handing nothing to Rihanna but a fist. And I love Rihanna. I stand Rihanna. Listen, I love Rihanna to death. Now, also speaking of Rihanna-ish situations, Laurie Harvey and Michael B. Jordan, they've been doing a lot of public display of affection lately, right? So it's bringing people to actually question whether or not their relationship is a publicity stunt. So I checked it out when I heard the tea on that. I was like, I don't know, because I really want to believe that this young Black beautiful couple found love, but them pictures is looking a little scripted. I'm just being honest.
But they don't just look like two people that are in love to you? What makes it look scripted to you?
Well, so let's say we're on private vacations, right? So it's one that I saw where I guess it was Laurie's birthday. And so with Laurie's birthday, either they called the paparazzi like, hey, we're going to be over here at XYZ, location at XYZ time. But these are pictures of them in the middle of the ocean with a photographer taking a picture of their every move. And as a publicist, I guess my publicist hat came on with that when I started hearing the rumors. I'm like, let me look a little bit more into this. So I'm not sure, because I'm really holding out hope that they are a real relationship because they look so freaking cute together. But then again, the people are saying they may be fake.
The people said Beyonce's baby was fake.
True.
That's true.
In my publicist skepticism, because we do have a tendency to be skeptical because we know a lot of what goes on behind the rope, I think that there's so many like arranged relationships in Hollywood that, who cares? They look good. I mean, when you look amazing. That good, wouldn't you call, again, going back to Jay-Z, he said, photo shoot fresh, looking like Will, about to call the paparazzi on myself. Okay? Sometimes the phone call has to be made. If she's happy, I'm happy. As long as they both know what's going on, not my problem. I'm happy for y'all. Y'all cute. Keep it cute.
I mean, keep it cute, because they are so freaking cute, and I'm hoping to see little Laurie, Michael B. Jordan babies that look just like her.
Don't be moving too fast.
they
are so freaking cute.
What's supposed to be the reason for this stunt then? If it is a stunt, what's the reason for it?
I'm glad you asked. So here's what the tea is on that. They're saying that not too long ago, Michael B. Jordan had, quote unquote, got some backlash from the Black women community because he don't date sisters. So what better thing to do is go get one of the baddest sisters that's out here. And then for her, they're trying to say, which is unconfirmed, that at the conclusion of this, he in turn is going to help her get some big modeling contract or whatever, which that's the part that I really don't believe, because she's drop dead gorgeous. I'm pretty sure she can walk into any modeling agency and get that gig. So I don't know. We shall see. But moving right along, drum roll, please. I just want to tell you guys, my quarterback, TB12, aka Tom Brady, aka former New England Patriot, aka the GOAT of football, has taken down Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers or whatever. But anyway, he is set to make his 10th Super Bowl appearance. Yes, the 43-year-old husband of supermodel Giselle has did it again. This man left New England last year, came over to Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a team that has not seen any type of Super Bowl or any of the sort in 20 years, called his homeboy like, bro, Gronkowski, come up out of retirement. We finna do this. Then took his team, Antonio Brown, who was also released by the Patriots, a black man, said, look, you can stay in my house. I want you on this team. You can stay in my house while he was dealing with his court case. Took his team to the Super Bowl. Do you hear me? He took down Green Bay, and now he's on his way to the Super Bowl, where he'll be playing Patrick Mahomes, which is the black quarterback over in Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah. I don't know. Here's the thing. I'm kind of torn.
Are you?
As much as I love Tom Brady.
It doesn't seem like it, right?
Right?
As much as I love Tom Brady, I always bet on black. I root for everybody black. I'm sorry. So that's where I'm at with that. And speaking of sports, tomorrow, January 26th is the 1-year anniversary of the passing of Kobe Bryant and his daughter, Gianna. Okay, so those of you who know, Kobe Bryant passed away in a helicopter crash, him and 9 other people, as they were on their way to his daughter's game over at the Mamba University. So definitely we're keeping Vanessa, Natalia, and Blanca and Capri in prayers, and just sending them some positive energy. And, rest in peace to the Black Mamba, the original GOAT, in my opinion. So that's a hard one, y'all. It's been a year.
It's so hard that I don't even
Yeah.
I was in LA during Grammy weekend. So it was my first time in LA. I remember being in the cab and being at Staples Center, and I was like, Kobe, I love you, Kobe, Kobe. And that was Thursday. And I left to come home that Sunday. And it was early. It was like 4 a.m. And then I came, and by the time I got to Chicago, I remember I was sitting next to a guy when he told me that Kobe had passed. And I was like, I don't know you, sir, but I'm pretty sure you're lying to me. And by the time I was able to get out of the plane, and I'm legitimately at O'Hare Airport in Chicago, the entire airport is in tears. It was the hardest thing. Impact Global, one of the best to ever lace up.
I mean, the GOAT, he was one of the best, the most professional.
Got back up 8. My man.
It's an 81-point Kobe Bryant bounce back. He had just retired in 2016. Just a good dad. He created
fund owner, children's book author. This Kobe.
He did everything.
It's going to forever. I'm not sure that we're ever going to, a certain generation is just never going to accept this fully. It's just a really hard thing to accept. And like you said, my heart definitely goes out to their family. It's a big family. His mother, his father, everybody that was on the plane and their family. And that is a lot to grieve simultaneously. And it was definitely the way to not kick off 2020. It should have been a foreshadowing of events. It's what it should have been like.
Yeah, I said, the world has not been the same since Kobe died. The reality is the world has not been the same since Kobe died. Such a good dude, and definitely will be missed. What about you, Tia?
Definitely. I remember the day that this happened. We were leaving church, and of course I have, my son and my fiance are both huge Kobe Bryant fans, and I remember how emotionally impacted he was by that. Even if you're not or weren't really a basketball fan, still a Kobe fan. So it definitely still hit hard, and it still hurts. And like you said, prayers definitely go out to their families and the families of all the other people that were in that helicopter that day.
Absolutely. Well, let's switch it, because I'm getting sad and I don't want to cry and mess up my makeup. Let's talk about some beauty, speaking of my makeup.
Okay. So for beauty this week, we're going to be talking hair. So we have some hair hacks for you, and then we have some hair do's and don'ts. Ooh. So for the first thing on our list of hair hacks, if you are natural, or if you're not natural, if you have trouble getting those edges to lay down, so here's how you can get them to lay down, kind of stay there without looking flaky and dry. So first, add a little bit of mousse to your edges. Then add a little bit of aloe vera, and then just a touch of beeswax, like the Murray's beeswax. And apparently it'll make your edges stay laid all day. They won't flake, they won't dry. I haven't tried that one yet, but I'm definitely gonna try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's something that I have trouble with, especially if it gets a little humid. But now I can see that tree blowing in the wind behind you, and it's kind of driving me crazy.
Oh, mine?
Oh, me.
Yeah.
We got a lot going on. There's a snowstorm looming.
But so yeah, definitely that's one that I know a lot of people could use. And if you're natural, if you like to wear your hair the twist, a trick in order to get your twist to last longer and to look more defined is to twist your hair while the hair is wetter. So don't let it dry so much. It says while the hair is wetter, you'll get a more defined and tighter curl if you twist it while the hair is still wet and let it dry completely. Take them out and you'll have a tight, nice little bouncy curl.
You know what? Wow. I like that you said tight though, because if you don't want your twist out to go like, you know, if your natural length is like down here and you twist out wet, your curls will start up here.
Yeah.
So keep in mind
they're gonna be tight. So
tight curl, wet.
Right.
That's very important to the story.
So remember that. That's the difference. So if you are natural and you want to add a little bit of moisture, but you don't want to, you know, do a whole wash and shampoo and all that, just get the shower nice and hot and steamy. Take your shower, but don't let your hair get wet. Just let the steam kind of penetrate the scalp a little bit, and that way you can add some moisture without having to actually wash your hair. Now that I've done many times before, because you know not everybody's supposed to wash their hair as often as maybe some others. So if you just need a little bit of moisture and you just want to bypass the shampoo, then try that. And lastly, if you want to keep your hair, you know, especially if you spend a lot of money for a blowout and you want to keep it looking fresh for longer, but say for instance you're going to bed with your man and you don't want to wear that fugly bonnet, then you can try using a satin pillowcase. So, you know, that way you can keep your hair protected and you can still be all cute and everything. So that's it for our hair hacks.
So no to the bonnet then?
I mean, I still use mine, but let's just say you're trying to look cute. You can't have on lingerie and a bonnet like that. Don't
well,
work.
It depends. You know what? I saw what is her name? From the Family Hustle. Toya, is that her name?
Yes.
She had this no, it wasn't Toya. It was shout out Love and Hip Hop's Miami, Jessie Wu.
Okay.
She had this super cute satin bonnet. It was kind of it was go to her Instagram page. She was talking about Laurie Harvey that day. She had this sexy super red. That's the only bonnet y'all can get away with, is my point, ladies.
I gotta see that one.
Yeah, go check it out.
I would like a man or a man or your mate or your partner to determine if that bonnet is acceptable, because what I heard is there is no acceptable bonnet.
Check her bonnet out, y'all. Check her bonnet out. It's super cute. I want to say
I gotta see this bonnet.
Yeah, but no, like I'm not gonna front y'all. I'm not gonna be out here like I'm just, you know, the baddest and I'm out here like with no bonnet on. Oh no, I definitely wear the bonnet. So I will reinvest in the satin pillow. Thank you, Tia. That is excellent.
I love that idea too. And I love your lip gloss you're wearing too. Super cute.
Yes. I love some other things, but we discussed it pretty.
You know what? We're gonna move it right along. Okay. So we're gonna talk about
what's going on in the world of politics, boo.
Oh man, what is it going on? Okay, so a couple of things that you will hear throughout the next couple of days or the next couple of weeks is 100 days, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. So one thing that I did mention last week is Joe Biden has pledged to attempt to distribute 100 million vaccines in 100 days. Now we'll see how that goes. That's a lot of vaccines currently. As far as I checked last weekend, it was like 18 million people have gotten to phase 1. That's 18 million just having the first round. So that is a big kahunas type of, plan. Like he said, if he can't make it, he's going to try, but whatever, that's how he's going to do his best. And I'm like, okay, right on. So now, like I always do before we get into politics, I need everybody to just take a deep breath. Before you do, put your hand on your chest so you can really feel it. Some things that we are about to say. Thank you. Some things we are about to mention, I would like to note, are headlines that we read over the last couple of days, but also the views expressed are that of Tia, myself, and Nikita's, and do not represent Sheen magazine. Hold on. Sheen magazine exclusively. Again, so before, I like to get that out the way, because if you guys have been watching the show, y'all know I have a tendency to go a little, bananas. So before we do that, let me just get that out the way first. So it has been reported in the Washington Post that Donald Trump has been threatening the Republican Party with a new party that he would like to start called the Patriot Party. Reports are calling it the MAGA Party because it's like hit supporters and that. However, it's important to note that Donald Trump was able to gather in campaign funding upwards about $70+ million that has not been spent yet. So the threat is basically he wanted to rally around certain political figures, and with that rallying, he basically wanted to, now this is alleged, this is in the Washington Post though, he wanted to allege that if the Republicans did not comply, meaning move towards non-impeachment when the trial starts on February 8th, he would start a new party to split up the Republican Party. Now, he also endorsed the Arizona State Party chairwoman, Kelly Ward, who is a very polarizing figure. Indeed, there's a recording that was released in which Donald Trump said that she had his complete and total support, and she would be one of the people among the Patriot Party if he were to start it. Now, like I said, this is just what I read. I'm not certain if he's going to go through that or if he even has standing to do that or to push forward with that. He certainly has the money. So we'll see how that unfolds. As I mentioned, the impeachment hearings will begin approximately February 8th. So by the time of this broadcast, they will not have came out yet. So sure some more stuff will go down prior, right?
So forget trying to lay low. Don't worry about trying to stay out of jail. Start a political party.
I'm not surprised though.
Strong arm the Republicans into voting to keep you out of prison or to keep you out of being impeached with this party. He doesn't necessarily have to do it. He just has to say that he's going to do it if you do not do X, Y, and Z. It sounds like, what's the word, Nikia? Help me out. It sounds like extortion, but.
Yeah, sound like an episode of season 7 Scandal, B613-ish.
Yeah, so, the man doesn't have a Twitter. He doesn't have any social media to boot at any place or any capacity, and he still manages to make headlines. It's astonishing, really. I really don't understand it. But, ladies, get your mugs because I have some tea in the political realm. Anthony Fauci got some tea, y'all.
Oh, Lord.
Him, come through with the senior tea.
This 80-year-old man, who has served 40 years as the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, and also has been the advisor for 7 presidents, including Donald Trump, did an article in the New York Post, the New York Times, spilling the beans about the Trump presidency and their relationship and how well it was and how many times they talked and how much they didn't, and if he got strong-armed and if he did not, and the death threats that his family received, y'all. It was so much. He got an envelope and it had white powder in it and it just popped out in his face and it wasn't anthrax and he was calm and his family was distraught. Y'all.
That's a lot.
And
Wow.
I mean, you know, a couple of things that were asked of him. He basically asked, the reporter asked Anthony Fauci, did he have any problems with Donald Trump prior to the pandemic started? He said, no, I really didn't talk to him at all. And they asked him if he got any pushback when he went and contradicted President Trump directly. He said, yeah, they would call me and they would ask me if I was doing it intentionally. And he said that he would have certain conversations with Donald Trump, and he'd be like, it's not that bad, really, is it? And Anthony Fauci would say, yeah. And he'd be like, but is it really? And then he would say yes. So,
Like,
yeah, what Tia said.
they asked him if he had ever gotten strong armed, like did anybody threaten him to like be complicit with the president? And he said no. He was just like, you know, he said it wasn't that. After a TV interview or a story in a major newspaper, someone like Mark Meadows would call me up expressing concern that I was going out of my way to contradict the president. Like it would be that. They would be very civilized conversations, non-threatening.
So yeah. he's going against the president because the president literally told the American people in so many words to drink bleach.
I don't even know what to say. Like,
yeah, like, and Anthony Fauci just pretty much was like, this man has served in this position for over 7 presidents. So it does not matter that it's very bipartisan position. It does not matter who works here. He's going to do his job as a medical professional, as he has with HIV/AIDS virus, with the Spanish flu, and multiple, like H1N1, and multiple other infectious diseases and viruses that he's worked on over the last 40 years. This 80-year-old man had time and was never scared, okay? That's what happened.
He want all the smoke.
all of it.
Except the smoke that was in the envelope, because that was terrible. But yeah.
Wow.
One more former Trump employee, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Y'all remember her, right? Mm-hmm. She was like the best liar / press secretary in the history of press secretaries and lies. She is running for governor of Arkansas. She released a video on her Twitter that was approximately 7 minutes long, in which she mentioned being from the heartland of America and, you know, it being the home of Johnny Cash and Al Green. And she loved Arkansas. And she talked about how America was being stripped away. It's one of the best countries in the world, and it's being stripped of its freedoms by jeopardizing law and order. I personally got confused because freedom and law and order didn't sound like they matched, but you know, hey, what do I know, right? Anyway, it was a very interesting video. It's all over Twitter. And again, she is running for governor of Arkansas. So that was cray, right? Whew. I got some more stuff for y'all, but we're gonna switch gears a little bit. It's gonna get sad again.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, why?
Larry King passed away.
Oh.
The man who has been a CNN host and has been Larry King has been a figure in journalism for several decades. He passed away this past weekend at the age of 87, and like I said, the man had no high school diploma. He started out in radio, and his small radio show ended up being nationally syndicated, and he then moved into CNN. He's interviewed everyone from Mike Tyson to like the Pope. I don't even know. And yeah, it was just a profound loss, especially for a journalist, because while I didn't want to be Larry King because I couldn't hunch over to that capability that he did, he definitely left an impact on me as a journalist, because the ease of conversation and the way that he probed questions was never invasive. Even with the production studio, it just seemed like he was having a regular conversation with people. So he would definitely be missed. Sending condolences out to his family as well. And his son was the one who reported it to CNN this weekend.
Wow. A great loss.
Yeah, definitely. Prayers out to his family.
Yeah, Larry King was that dude. I mean, he'd been around.
Right? With the suspenders, right?
Yeah, he was like the original Walter Jacobs.
Oh, I remember Walter Jacobs. That was the,
wow.
yeah. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Can y'all read that?
I just saw Tia when you get a moment.
Tia, go ahead, check that. I can't see what it says. Check the chat window.
While y'all doing that, let me mute and cuss my kids out.
Okay. She's really doing it.
I want to hear what she's saying. She said slide your product in. Slide the product in. Oh,
okay.
Because I didn't get to that part.
No, it's okay. I'll bring you into it. I'll segue you in because I still got to go into music.
Okay.
So we got room.
All right, I'm
Okay.
back.
And then hold on. And then when Nikita comes back after I finish music, she can rap unless she got something else. I think
I got the one thing about Nia Dennis, and then I'll rap.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so you're doing music, and then we're gonna.
Oh no! Tia's
Liven up.
gonna do. Yeah, I know. Tia's gonna do the makeup, the products, or whatever. What were you talking about? What's that Nairobi product about?
It's a hair scalp treatment.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna scratch my head or something.
Okay. And after your music, we're gonna go into DaniLeigh, or do we still have time for that?
We should definitely go to DaniLeigh.
I think we should.
Okay.
Because you have some buzz cracking on your page.
Do both, because then you'll segue me in. So I'm gonna segue you in as I'm scratching my hair, and then you can talk about the Nairobi product and DaniLeigh, and then that'll segue me into music. So that'll work.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Ready? Oh my God, Tia, I know that we just cover fashion and beauty and hair care, but do you have anything that would stop me from scratching my head on this camera with these good people? They don't need to see me itching like this. What can we do? Can we do something?
Well, actually, you should try the Nairobi Recovery Scalp Treatment Serum.
Scratch your head again.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yes, our condolences go out to the King family. But, I mean, one thing that I needed to be clear and transparent about with my sister and with everybody watching is that my hair is itching. It's week 3 with this protective style, and I just need help. Tia, do you have any products to recommend that would help me, stop scratching my head in front of my friends? Can y'all help me?
I do. I have exactly what you need. So the Nairobi Recovery Scalp Treatment Serum would be perfect for that. So it's a treatment for thicker, stronger hair. It provides the vitamin-enriched nourishment to the scalp, and it protects against toxic effects of sunlight and damaging effects of, everything seems to have some type of effect on our hair, and we're exposed to so many things. So that would be perfect for that. So you should definitely try that. I'm sure that'll help you.
I think that would help me because, I live in an apartment and the heat it's not very humid here. So I'm not getting a lot of moisture, I'm sure. So I am excited. I'm going to check that out. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Well, while I have you, guys, I'm not sure if I know you guys have heard this whole Yellow Bone thing by DaniLeigh. Have you listened to it?
As I lean back and pick up my mug, please continue.
Yeah, lean back and pick up your mug. Because, so DaniLeigh has this song, Yellow Bone. In the song, she's saying, a yellow bone is what he wants. And I have a lot of feelings about this. So in case you don't know, DaniLeigh is dating rapper DaBaby, and he has a daughter with former daughter's mom, Mimi. So apparently they're saying that she's kind of taking digs at Mimi in this song because Mimi is
brown skin.
Right. She's okay. Brown skinned. So and actually I'm gonna go ahead and pull up some comments here because we've had some mixed feelings about this. I personally I understand, music is music, freedom of expression, all that. And she's saying that everybody has their preference. She didn't mean anything by it. Personally, I feel like it was disrespectful. I definitely feel like it was she was taking a dig at darker skinned girls. And for DaBaby to co-sign this, having a daughter a mother and, you know, mother of his daughter that's darker skinned, I was repulsed by this. I was repulsed by the fact that he seemed to support what she was saying. I mean, he's a darker skinned man himself. I'm trying to pull up the comments here. Hold on.
I bet they were this.
He has a brown daughter too.
He has a brown daughter and a brown mom, and his daughter's mom is brown. So I feel like that was disrespectful. So from I'm having some trouble getting those comments to come up. My internet is freezing here, but
Did he repost it though? Did he and I know you were saying that he endorsed it. Did he like did he co-sign it or did he just not say nothing? Because you know baby daddy do that.
Are we able to pull up the post? Because I know she took some things down, but he put the little yellow what were they, lemons or yellow emojis or something under it when she posted the song.
Yes, I saw that. He just put like yellow circles around.
Yeah,
like,
something like
yellow
that.
circles in the comments. Yes.
Something like that. And just me, the whole colorism thing between Black women is like, it's got to stop. It's gotten way old. You know, the last time I checked, whether you're light skinned or darker skinned, we're still double minorities because we're African American women, right? So I don't understand that. I don't get that. I was so upset when I saw this because I have a daughter who's gone through some things in the music industry and trying to start her career, from being told things like she needed to sing music that sounded more like it was coming from a darker skinned girl because her skin wasn't light enough. You know what I'm saying? So as a Black woman, and we're all in this whole thing together in the wake of Black Lives Matter and all the people that are losing their lives, I don't see the sense in making a song called saying yellow bone is what he wants to take a dig at another Black woman. That's just disgusting to me.
Let me say something. I just looked this up a little bit because I was looking for the comment. This chick, I'm sorry. The views that are expressed here in this comment is that of Nikki's, okay? Because I'm about to unleash. This little girl followed up with a comment that says, yellow bone, that's what he want. Her comment is, why can't I make a song for my light-skinned baddies? Why y'all think I'm hating on other colors when there are millions of songs speaking on all types? Why y'all so sensitive and take it personal? Goddamn. Okay.
Are there so many songs about brown skin?
Are there so many? Exactly.
Right.
First of all, little girl. Whew. Okay.
First of all, back because I know it's about to go.
First of all, isn't this the same little girl that, you know, he made a whole video on the trend grabbing her hair, treating her like a cave child? This man don't even respect you, sis, if we really want to keep it funky. He barely respects you. He's always in somebody's face. And, you know, as a person who constantly brings the tea is, he ain't even 100 with you. And then you gonna sit here and disrespect his daughter? We ain't even gonna talk about her mother. You gonna disrespect his daughter? Nah, sis, I need you to do better before you get canceled. I don't even know your songs. I don't know you. Who are you? You're barely even city girls, yet alone a Megan Thee Stallion or a Cardi B. I'm gonna need you to get it together, boo, and humble yourself before you get canceled. Anyway.
See, not to add insult to injury, like Tia said, you know, colorism is a problem and it needs to die, and I agree wholeheartedly. But I think one of the main reasons that it continues to give legs is because each generation likes to play into it. They're not... it's never been liberated. It's never been something that we can adequately discuss. Here's the thing. The luxury is, you know, it's really easy when you can pull apart those nationalities and those things, and you could say, you know, I have this and I feel like I have the right to talk about light-skinned women and we should be celebrated. However, there are decades upon decades upon decades in which brown-skinned women were not celebrated, or their hair was too nappy, or you was darker than a paper bag, so you were no longer socially acceptable, and you would not receive certain opportunities. Depending on your skin tone, you would be in certain places on the plantation. We are not going to pretend that colorism is not a problem. So the fact that she must not have received the proper education to know that that was not a thing, it is concerning, because he does have children and your man does have children. Now, I don't personally give the baby any type of political influence or insight or on social, economic, or any type of issue related to Black women in totality, because the way that he presents Black women or women in general is not favorable. He is a rapper in the typical sense. So I'm not surprised that he's not advocating for his daughter, or even having the wherewithal to tell his girlfriend, hey, babe, you probably shouldn't even, this probably shouldn't be the move. This is probably not what you should be doing.
Right.
It's just not wise. And I feel like I'm not saying that as a brown-skinned woman that I've had it better, or a dark-skinned woman has had it better, or a light-skinned woman has had it better. But if you want to jab your your boyfriend's BM, there's other ways to do that. How about don't jab her?
If that was your goal, why did it have to be?
Why did you have to legitimately ostracize? It's so divisive to make it a colorism thing, because we're having enough problems as it is, as being Black women in society, where we should not be continuing this narrative, and you shouldn't feel singled out, because honestly, like Nikita said, you're not that great at anything. You're an okay dancer, and the only reason I know you do that is because you was in videos with Chris Brown doing it. You're just okay. So because you're just okay, you might want to check your privileges, hon, because it's likely that some of the privileges you received are based on that skin complexion that you feel isolated or on. Sometimes it's important for people to really just, step outside of themselves and realize where their privileges lie, and where, certain opportunities are afforded to them and where they are not. And I think that it is unfortunate that we are already in 2021 and we're dealing with colorism again. Like, I'm so tired of it. Like, I'm over it. I really am. I really think we should be better. Like, I really think at some point we should be able to accept brown in totality. Like, what's the problem? With each other. I'm not even talking about outside of us. I'm talking about with each other. Let's just try that here.
So here's the tea. Apparently, DaniLeigh and the baby mama had been beefing, right? They going back and forth, taking their little, shots at each other on the gram, because the baby goes, I guess it was perceived that he goes back and forth between both women. That's what it's looking like. So when DaniLeigh first released the song, she immediately came back with, why y'all sensitive? Why y'all tripping? Or whatever, right? Because, but it wasn't until the Breakfast Club had a whole conversation about it, and she realized it has taken light, that she came back and said she was sensitive. Okay,
but you're talking about this video she did?
Yeah, this video that she did. So I'm looking at official Mimi, that's the baby mama, right?
Mm-hmm.
They was going back and forth on Instagram. All of the tweets have now been, they've been going back and forth on Twitter and Instagram. And okay, so Mimi was going back and forth in her stories with some jabs at DaniLeigh. Okay. The baby mama really didn't do much. She was just laughing at her misfortune, because a lot of chicks were coming at DaniLeigh because the baby was out here, flirting with other chicks or whatever. So she came out with the song, Why Y'all Tripping? Next thing you know, the Breakfast Club talking about it. She's getting slammed on her IG page. She come out with the apology. In my opinion, it can be perceived as a typical, it's not authentic. It was a typical PR move. And that's the way she displayed it. So had it been genuine, this was her second statement.
But if you watch this video, I don't have you seen the video?
Yeah, and she's not apologetic.
But if you listen to it, so in this apology video that DaniLeigh did, she it sounded a lot to me like, when someone is accused of racism and they tell you how many Black friends they have. Ooh. And I have 3 Black friends, and I've hung out, I hang out with Black people all the time, and my coworker that I eat lunch with, they're Black. So that video sounded a lot like that to me. Didn't sound very apologetic at all. It sounded like she was trying to clean up the mess that she made with that song. And just from some of the experiences that I've had, some of the experiences that I know that my daughter has had, you know, people in my family. I can't get with this. It's disgusting. And I don't know. I'm canceling her. I mean, I don't know. But
sheesh. Let me say this about little sis. It's like, it's hurtful to hear that we are in 2021 and colorism still exists between women of color. Last year in 2020, we had a Black Miss America, a Black Miss USA, a Black Miss Universe, a Black, every single title in the world, beauty title, was held by a Black woman in 2020. Right. And it hurts to see us still talking about this foolishness. So I'm going to tell you I'm going to give her a coaching opportunity. Sis don't need to be canceled. She need to pull up.
You know what?
Before you get canceled, get it together.
I feel like, you know what, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion. I agree with everything that you guys are saying. I'm sorry.
Slapped upside her head.
I feel like the reason why the colorism conversation still continues is we shut the door on the fairer skin conversation and their feelings and thoughts. Now, separate from Dani, because this is obviously some petty beef related to her personal life. But there are, you know, pitfalls and things that fairer skinned Black women go through that we don't necessarily allow the opportunity for them to have a voice in the conversation. And I feel like that's why it doesn't continue, because the way that they arm themselves a lot of times is they like, oh, well, whatever, because that's what he liked. Forget about the fact that somebody tried to cut my hair when I was in the third grade and I got PTSD from that. Or because all of these guys have been sexualizing me since I was little, where I got to deal with family members talking about how much prettier I am than the other kid that I think is more beautiful. They have issues. We all do as Black women. We suffer from that. And if we don't actually take the time to just put everything out on the table like Iyanla Vanzant does, we're going to continue to have this problem. It'll continue to be a back and forth because we're not going to be able to listen actively enough to get to the bottom of it.
I agree.
You're right.
And then speaking of from a girl that's like in the middle, smack dab in the middle of the spectrum. Hello, how are you? Nobody sees us.
You're so
you guys put a comment.
And she better quit playing because Chocolate Girls is in.
Yeah, but you know what? Because it's like, you know, when you're not chocolate, you're not dark skinned and you're not light skinned, they just be like, oh, who's your red bone friend or who's your chocolate friend? We don't really be getting leads like that. So we ain't getting as many touches as everybody else because we're not luxury items.
Let me tell you something. My chocolate daughter, you can't tell her she ain't the baddest thing walking.
Oh, she cute too. And here's the thing, like, it goes both ways. Like I said, Black is beautiful. It don't matter what side of the color spectrum you are, what color your eyes are, what texture of your hair you have. Because I'm going to tell you right now, as fine as this lady looks on this cover of this magazine right now.
That part.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
With the blonde hair. Okay, and this chocolateness with the red lip, please.
Do you see the skin, though? The skin.
I mean,
I'm just saying. She fine. Tens are better.
I know that, I mean, growing up, some of the things I experienced, there was a long period in my life, especially during my teenage years, when I hated the color of my skin because, like you said, there are things that happen, things that people might be exposed to that get swept under the rug or that, you know, that's not necessarily talked about that made me want to look different. So it's just to be a Black woman and to go through, no matter what shade of Black or brown you are, there are things that we all go through. So to divide us as a group based on color is deplorable, is disgusting, is despicable. And at a time when we should be uplifting each other and learning more about each other and having a different conversation, I can't. There's no Black or white or no gray area there with that. I think she knew what she was doing. And she felt empowered in doing it. Because a lot of times nastiness comes with a certain sense of empowerment. Like just like apparently his child's mother felt empowered by, you know, saying that he was cheating on her. She felt equally as empowered by saying that he chose Redbone. Well, he chose everybody because apparently he for everybody. Sorry, not sorry.
So,
but here's the thing, though. It all boils down to that mean girl stuff that we just need to rest. You know, it's one instant. It's like it's the mean girl conversation that honestly we're gonna have to address sooner than later. Because I see a lot of mean girls. I'm just gonna keep it, 100, throwing women empowerment things. I see a lot of mean girls out here throwing shade, but then when they get in the group amongst their cool friends, then it's okay. When do we learn that as women of color, I'm talking women, period, we are delivering elections, working together. I'm pretty sure in that room with Oprah and Keisha Bottoms and Miss Abrams, I'm sure they wasn't worried about the color of each other's skin. They was worried about getting the work scandal.
We can't make that assumption, but I assume that, like you said, they were more focused on the commonality of their goals than anything related to their skin complexion. They don't have time. You don't have time when you get to a certain level into yourself, into loving yourself, to take that time to be small, because it's a waste of your time. Don't do it, y'all. If the man wants to be with the streets, give him to the streets.
He belongs to the streets, sis.
Don't ruin
the streets.
Don't ruin a budding career.
The streets.
Don't ruin a budding career by putting yourself on the fire for an issue that has been going on well before you were born. Like, please, girl, you need a publicist. Call me and Nikita, because, man, we can help you.
We get you all the way together.
This is not a look. I have 2 more things from music to discuss, ladies. 2 more, well, 3. Oh my goodness. Okay, so which one of y'all? I have a question. Which one of y'all is gonna bail Trey Songz out of jail?
He can stay. Sorry, I'm not a fan.
So at the time of this recording, Trey Songz was at the NFC Championship game in Kansas City, Missouri, and he was arrested because there was an altercation with a police officer. TMZ actually reported it. There's a video that you guys can take a look at. Trey Songz was charged with, hold on, let me check to verify. So basically what was going on, fans complained that a man was not following the Arrowhead fans code of conduct or the mandates of the Kansas City Health Department, which would lead you guys to believe that Trey Songz did not have a mask on at this game.
Come on, Trey.
I don't know. I think he had COVID earlier. I feel like he had it, but like.
Did he have COVID? I did. I think I heard something like that. I think
he got, and you could have it again, Tremaine, just so you know, you can get it again. So obviously, this altercation, the man was not receptive and refused to comply with Arrowhead security. You could see in TMZ that there were people in the stands that were like shouting at Trey at first, and then the policeman pulled up, and then they got to tussling. Trey Songz punched the man in the face. He tried to body slam. The police officer tried to body slam Trey. Trey wasn't going. A couple of people had to get Trey to pull him down. It was one of them type of situations. He was legitimately asking how many times as he was headlocking the police officer in the head. Oh, just so you guys know what? That's Trey.
I got that.
I mean, so he was charged on a misdemeanor. That was Sunday night. So by the time you review this, he'll most likely have said something about it publicly, because he will definitely be out because it's a misdemeanor. So it's just an overnight stay, just for arraignment the next day. So he should be out by the time this show airs. Yeah, but that's what happened with Trey. So yeah.
Get your man together, Laura. Quit playing.
Yeah, get him together.
You gotta call him.
Seriously, I hope this wasn't about him not wearing a mask. I hope all of this was not the result of him not.
I mean, it's very elusive to that, because it says he wasn't complying to the city health department mandates, and you could see in the video that he did not have a mask on. So it is most likely that is what the issue was related to. If you follow Trey Songz, he's been hosting mad parties, so like he out here. So
yeah. But really, but was it deep enough for the police though? Like, are we dealing with another, like, is this a bigger issue? Like, what's going on here? Because, I mean, a fan or not, I'm not gonna say I dislike him. I'm just not the hugest fan of his music. But at the end of the day, he's still an American citizen. So, and you know, police brutality and mistreatment is still a very real thing. So should we look deeper into this? Do we need to march?
No, we know that. We know that it wasn't. And even if it was something where they were like, okay, sir, we need you to leave, excuse me, and he didn't comply, okay, it looks like you only took 45 seconds to try to reason with the man before you tried to tackle him. So, quite frankly, we know full well. We don't even have to ask this question because we know it wasn't a, we know it was an unbiased, I mean, it was a biased arrest. Because, quite frankly, regardless, it's likely that the police officer on the scene did not know who Trey Songz was. He's not one of his umpteen million followers. He's not aware of who he is. So he's just a black man, a young black man with probably, you know, a considerable amount of jewelry on. I saw him in the Instagram prior. He was like, hey,
I'm looking at it now. Yeah, he looked like he had the handle too. Trey Songz looked like he won.
He had some regular clothes on. Yeah, oh no, Trey definitely gave him some legs. he gave him some work.
I'm looking at it. Okay, I see.
So there's footage available somewhere already? There's footage available?
Yeah, it was released on TMZ like almost.
Yeah, I'm on TMZ.
Okay, because you know TMZ has all of the tea.
Everything.
Let me tell you something. I've always got a saying: if TMZ say you did, you did.
You did.
It's like if TMZ do it.
If they say it happened, it probably happened because they got staff everywhere. So they already, but you know, they already got it. So that's what happened to Trey, and I don't think that it was fair. And for a misdemeanor, like it's less likely for a misdemeanor that you got to do all that to a person, and you went out of your way to publicly shame this man, even if you didn't know who he was. Your objective was to publicly shame him, and you know, obviously, regardless to who the president of the United States is, local law enforcement is going to be local law enforcement wherever they are, and they're going to choose to, you know, use extreme force when necessary if that's what they choose to do. And
now this is in Kansas City, right?
Yeah, this was in Kansas City, Missouri. So he is going to be made bail in he's at Jackson County Jail as of Monday.
Wow. No words.
Yeah. So
I don't even want to speak on that.
You got nothing, Tia?
Because I don't want to speak out of turn because I haven't seen the video. I don't know exactly what happened. So I don't even want to. I don't want nobody inboxing me about some comments I made.
I mean, you know what? Here's the thing. We're going to say what we need to say and what's best interest of, you know, what we believe. So I don't want you to be uncomfortable about people not inboxing you. But like I said, I'm telling you, sis, it was a lot for somebody.
I'm looking at it.
You're looking at the video now?
It was definitely a lot. It was definitely a lot for somebody that didn't have a mask on. I mean, oftentimes we've seen it on multiple videos. There are people with no mask walking around all over the place. Again, we should be on a mask mandate because Joe Biden actually sent up a mask mandate a couple of days ago. But yes, ma'am.
Look, I had to hit y'all with the church lady. Wasn't the football game outside though?
It was.
Okay, just asking. Okay.
Yeah. So, you know.
Yeah, is it law in Kansas City? We need to ask that. We'll give the benefit of the doubt. But it's outside.
Nah, it wasn't a law. I don't know if it's a legal mandate in the state of Missouri, but what I do know is they were saying that he was not complying with the Arrowhead fans code of conduct and the mandates of the Kansas City Health Department. So based on the way that this article is phrased, this is ABC 7 or ABC 9 in Missouri, KMBC. Based on that, they did not specify that it was federally mandated for the state of Missouri. So I have reason to believe that it was not federally mandated for that particular state. Trey Songz does not live in Missouri, so he might not be up to snuff with all of those details. However, I'm not taking anything off of the fact that my man should not be outside in these streets with no mask on, period. So there's that.
You know what, but, Laura, I'm going to just say, take him some soup. Take him some chicken soup.
Because he got the package.
This
I'm
was
sorry,
a bit much. This was a bit.
I'm not
That went
making
too
fun
far.
of anybody that is going through COVID right now. I just want to be clear on that. Like, I really would like everyone to wear a mask, and that's just me because, you know, I'm an old lady who wears lace gloves, you know, midweek. I believe in safety precautions, so that's important to me. And the last thing, there's two more things, but the last thing I'm going to talk about in entertainment news is the United States versus Billie Holiday, the biopic about Billie Holiday and her, speaking of issues with the federal government. And the role of Billie Holiday is played by Audra Day, and sources are reporting in Variety that sis lost 39 pounds and put herself and her family through a considerable amount of stress because she wanted to feel the pain of Billie Holiday. And she smoked cigarettes. She didn't really eat much. She stressed everybody out. I expect her performance to be sublime. The film is going to be streaming live on Hulu. Not live. It's going to be streaming on Hulu on February 26th. So, yeah, y'all, she lost 39 pounds and she smoked
39 pounds.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Go through for.
And this was her first starring role that she's ever received. So I think sis just wanted to go slim or go home.
She's dedicated for sure.
I mean, but if you look at Audrey Day, I mean, she wasn't a big girl to start off with. So to lose 39 pounds, is she okay?
Well, no. So she said that she went from, it's listed in this Variety article, that she went from 163 pounds to 124 pounds.
And she got a little
how long did it take? Did she say how long it took?
I think she started in 2018. So it was towards the end of 2018 and she started her journey with the film and started. But she's a method actor. I mean, remember when 50 Cent was in that movie that did not do very well, but he lost all that weight and we thought he was painfully ill? Do y'all remember?
I remember. He was a cancer patient or something, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, people have done it. I mean, actors have been doing it for eons. And I listened to a single that they released from the soundtrack of the film. It's going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to it. February 26th is when it comes out. So I'm certain that she, you know, I hope that all that pain that she ingested into her soul was not for nothing and she doesn't moving performance. So hopefully
seriously.
And the last thing, when there are moments or there are things that go on in music and there isn't like a new breakout single or album that comes out, I like to pick Laura's Song of the Week. And I give you guys the opportunity to pick one if you have one too. But in efforts to encourage women to be more their best selves and also layer it with a bit of misogyny, I'm going to pick Cameron Giles, Get 'Em Girls. That's the song of the week.
Okay.
And with that, well, listen. What we're going to end this with is a little bit of Black girl magic. You know what I mean? And Black girl magic comes in the form of little queen Nia Dennis, okay? Yes, the UCLA senior gymnastic. I mean, she just bodied everything moving this weekend in a competition against the Arizona State when she executed this routine celebrating Black culture. Listen, y'all. She just made me proud. Do y'all know? Listen.
I said that she was everything.
Kendrick Lamar, humble. Then she gave you a little bit of Beyonce. Then she hit you with some Missy Elliott. Then some Soulja Boy. Then she hit you with Tupac Shakur. Do you hear me? And then sis hit you a little bit of Megan Thee Stallion. When I say the world went crazy,
it was all over my feeds, everywhere.
Her body is just, oh my God. When I tell you this little girl is built, this young woman is built. Like her fitness is just impeccable. She was in amazing shape. The routine, the delivery, the sass, everything. So Simone Biles actually tweeted, "Do the damn thing, girl."
Yes,
support.
I love support.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
Support.
And it was and it was like, I love when I see other gymnastics. I'm waiting on to see if we see anything from Gabrielle Dennis. That's what I was looking at. Missy Elliott, she went to her Twitter and she was like snapping, and she tweeted her song. But when I say this young girl, the video, at the time I saw it, it was at 5 million views on Twitter, and that was shared by the UCLA account. Okay. And they said UCLA was like, this is what Black excellence look like. Dennis Naya does it again. I was just like, oh my God, it was just so amazing. And I mean, she ended up scoring a 9.95. No, 9.995. And she did help UCLA, achieve, the victory over Arizona State. So yes.
I personally love, because I've been in gymnastics, I've been on the bandwagon since Shannon Miller and Dominique Dawes, okay? Like, I'm throwback with the clips and the hairspray, okay? With the glitter spray hairspray, okay?
Yes.
I'm nostalgic with my gymnasts, okay? I love these Dominique Dawes descendants. Like, they do everything. They just make me so happy. I just love them so much. Like, shout out to the Black girl gymnasts out here in these streets. Oh, and I don't know her name, but I was watching World Figure Skating the other day, and there was a Black girl figure skater on there.
Yeah, figure skater.
She's cute too. I just get excited when we're doing like off the cuff athletics. It just makes me happy. I dig it.
I mean, I love it. I mean, these young girls out here, despite a pandemic, they are out here inspiring,
working hard. Okay?
Yes.
They didn't have no breaks. Because you can social distance in the gymnasium, like in a gymnastics gym. You can social distance plenty. They work the whole time.
But that execution, guys, definitely, if you get a minute, check it out.
Flawless.
Yes, but this has been another amazing episode of Sheen Hot Tea, brought to you by Sheen Magazine. And I am Nikita Nietzsche, along with my co-host, Tia Burrows, and the lovely Laura Miller. And make sure that you are grabbing a copy of Sheen Magazine. Make sure you can go to Books A Billion. You can go to Target or Target or whatever we're calling it. You can go to Walgreens, Walmart, Barnes & Nobles, anywhere books are sold. And depending on the airport you're at, you can grab a copy there too. But most importantly, you can always go to sheenmagazine.com. Until next week, we'll see you again with some more hot tea.